Good morning, fam. It's Goldberg from the morning show on 99.9 The Point, and today I want to talk about two things. One, gay marriage being legalized in all 50 states, and two, I want to talk about the Confederate flag. Before we start, I want to share this meme I got from one of the listeners. My news feed is starting to look like a battle broke out between the Confederates and a Skittles factory. I had to share that because, honestly, it's true. If you're on Facebook all weekend long, all you saw were the stars and bars and rainbow flags. So the main reason I want to address this today is because I was talking about a story not really related to gay marriage. However, I made an off-color comment that one listener took offense to, and I felt that it was necessary to explain my beliefs when it comes to the whole gay marriage. So I was reporting this news story about this sexy gorilla over in Japan that women are flocking to go see. He's in a zoo over there, and he's kind of a sexy beast. Check him out. Now, this sexy guy is an 18-year-old silverback gorilla weighing about 400 pounds. He's a great father. He's got great bone structure, awesome muscles, and he's kind of a sexy dude. He really is. Well, after I was done talking about the story, I made an off-color comment about love is love, and I didn't want it to be misconstrued because one listener definitely took it the wrong way. I've tried to make it pretty evident on the air that I believe in freedom. That's what I love about our country. Not only the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, but also the freedom to love who you want to love and be with who you want to be with. So I just wanted to make sure I clarified that. Now, I do understand there are people who are devoutly religious who spewed hateful rhetoric to people that are gay or want to support gay marriage. But at the same time, there are people who have been on that side of the argument as well. People who have supported gay marriage very strongly that have spewed hateful rhetoric towards people who are devoutly religious. Don't forget, we live in a place where you have the freedom of religion, the freedom to make your own choices, the freedom to love who you want to love. And in my personal opinion, the government should have stayed out of this long ago, and people should have been free to marry who they wanted to marry because we live in a free country. By the way, just because you have the right to marry doesn't mean you should, and that's for both people. Whether you're man and woman or woman and woman and man, just because you have the right to marry doesn't mean you should. Seriously, this thing fails over 50% of the time. Now, if you are a supporter of gay marriage, and before you start raising up your hands talking about we are right, and you want to go up against the church, realize that the church has their religious freedoms as well, and they just want their ability to believe in what they believe and follow their faith. And for those of you out there who believe in your God and want your faith to be pure, and you feel that being married to another man or being married to another woman is sinful against in the eyes of God, remember something else that's also sinful in the eyes of God: divorce. Yeah. So before you start going across and yelling at those people who want to celebrate their love for one another, realize that, you know what? How many of you are divorced? How many people that you know are divorced? I know people that have been married in a church have been divorced like 4 or 5 times. So just take that into consideration. And in my final statement when it comes to gay marriage is this little bit of awesome brought to you by CNN. In their effort in trying to get people riled up about this topic, they had to pull up a photo and bring in one of their London correspondents about an ISIS flag that was flying at a gay pride parade. First off, a gay pride parade is the last place you're going to see ISIS. Second of all, did they really look at the flag? Did they? I don't think they did. Now, they did mention that it doesn't look like Arabic. It looks like a bunch of gobbledygook. Seriously, you're a CNN reporter, a professional, respected across the world, and you're using the term gobbledygook. But it's not gobbledygook. If you look closely, it's a bunch of adult sex toys. That's right, it's a flag made out to look like an ISIS flag with a bunch of sex toys. That's right. Not going to say what they are because there may be children watching. But if you go to your local sex store, you'll be able to pick them up pretty quickly. I'm just embarrassed for CNN. They you know what? I lost respect for you guys a long time ago, and this just isn't helping. Next, I want to talk about the Confederate flag. There was a major tragedy that happened a week or so ago involving that just psychopath dirtbag who went into a historic African-American church, opened fire, killed 9 people. Now, no matter what anybody says, racism is horrible, it's disgusting, and it should never be tolerated. However, when this happened, I expected the same rhetoric to come out of, everywhere when it comes to gun control and mental health checks and all of that kind of stuff. Instead, it went in a totally different direction that I don't think anybody saw coming. Usually when something like this, it goes for gun control and mental health, and no, this time we're going after the flag. Wait, what? It reminded me of a couple years ago when Janet Jackson, during the NFL Super Bowl halftime show, showed her boob. And everybody was all, oh my gosh, indecency, and it's so inappropriate, and it happened on television, we're gonna go after radio. Wait, what? Yeah, I was working in radio at the time, and when this happened, all of a sudden there was this huge push about radio DJs being indecent and obscene, and we had to take tests on, we had to take online tests on how to not be obscene, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is all from Janet Jackson showing her boob on television, but yet nothing's changing with TV. They're still showing butts on late night television and all that kind of stuff, but yet they're going after radio. It didn't make a lot of sense then, and it doesn't make a lot of sense now. Now let me clarify this. I'm not putting the loss of 9 lives on the same level as Janet Jackson showing her nipple shield on national television. Yeah, that's what it was actually called. I'm just pointing it out that back then, they were going after the symbol of obscenity compared to the actual obscenity. Right now, they're going after the symbol of hatred and the symbol of racism, rather than actually going after the racism. So a lot of people are in support now of getting rid of the Confederate flag. It's coming down off of the state capitol in South Carolina. It's being banned out of a lot of stores across the country. And that's where I have the problem. If you're a business, you have the right to not sell a certain product. Walmart, Amazon, eBay, even the Apple Store is getting rid of all kinds of things that have a reference to the Confederate flag. But there is a lot of hypocrisy when it comes to this. Now, I understand not supporting something because it is, deemed hateful, or supports hate speech, or causes people of one type of race, religion, nationality to feel uncomfortable. So one of the companies in particular, Amazon, has gotten rid of the Confederate flag. They're not going to support this hate speech anymore. However, a quick search on Amazon today and you can find this. Yeah, that's a Nazi flag. Seems a little odd to me that you're going to get rid of the Confederate flag because promotes hate and racism, but yet you're going to keep the Nazi flag up for sale. That doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. So that's it for today. I just wanted to clear the air a little bit, get a few things off my chest, and remember to listen every morning. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And finally, I would like us all to try to use the word gobbledygook in a sentence today because, hey, as CNN, a world news leader, can use it in a report, well, it must be appropriate English.